Hello, everyone. This is Andrew from Space Time Beyond Immigration and Education Services. Today is my pleasure to visit Mountain St. Vincent University, and thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, can you please introduce yourself first?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Lincoln Smith. I work as an international student recruitment officer here at Mount St. Vincent University. I am an alumni. I studied the public relations program, graduated in 2020, and began working here in 2023.
Good, thank you. So, this university is special because it's located in Halifax, Nova Scotia, is within the city, the HM area, and it's a relatively small university compared to some bigger universities, and it have lots of attractions. So today, my goal is to talk with you to know better about this university programs, especially the benefits and the advantage for international students, and particular for some Chinese students. So
Absolutely.
let's begin.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first question is very straightforward. What's
Mhm.
the advantages and the benefits or attraction like from this university? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's hard to choose just a few. There are so
Yeah.
many, but I would say, and you mentioned, we are a small university. We have just under 5,000 students,
Yeah.
but we're incredibly diverse. So we welcome students from across Canada, but from across the world as well. There are students from over 70 different countries here. And, that creates a great opportunity to connect with people, to learn from people who are from different cultures, to build your own global community. So once you graduate, you know people that are all around the world.
Yeah.
And because we're small, we're able to create a very supportive and inclusive environment where students will receive what we call personalized learning, personalized education experience. One where your professors will know you by name, where you'll
Yeah.
work very closely with your classmates, where you'll have the opportunity to engage with many people across campus, and feel supported and included and treated equally, no matter where you're from, what your religion is, what your background, or what it is that you like to do in your personal life. This will be an inclusive space for everyone to be treated equal, to feel like they belong.
Yeah.
And that's an incredible advantage.
Yeah.
With that comes a lot of other benefits as well, such as small class sizes.
Yeah.
So on average, we're looking at around 24 students per class,
Yeah.
which is just fantastic for getting
Yeah,
to know your
definitely.
classmates, getting to know your professors. Again, some universities that you'll go to, you'll have over 200 students in a
Yeah, it's like a
class.
concert.
Exactly. And that could definitely be overwhelming
Yeah.
when you're coming to a new country. Maybe you're not super comfortable with the learning experience, compared to home. And so to have the opportunity to be in a smaller setting, be able to stop the professor and say, wait, sorry, could you say that again? Or can you explain that differently to me? Have the opportunity to meet with them after class to go over things or just, discuss more.
Yeah.
That's a huge advantage that we offer here.
Yeah, I guess that's like start groups.
Yeah.
Like you can really talk and exchange your ideas, get
Yeah.
help. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. So sometimes if you have a smaller size, like people can really focus on like people,
Yeah.
students, and help individual. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know this university is like famous for their like arts, education, human, history, gender, and commerce, lots of like majors. So, talking about the programs and the courses, what's their like attraction to students, and what's their like maybe employment future? Because people come here, they want to learn, and they may want to
Yeah.
get a career in future. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So, like you mentioned, we have a lot of diverse course offerings across arts, science, education. But something that's kind of special to us is what's called our professional studies category.
Yeah.
These are programs like public relations, business administration, child and youth study, applied human nutrition. These are programs that are designed for students to enter the workforce right away. And so how we do that is we offer very significant opportunities for what we call work integrated learning. So that's co-ops or internships or practicums. So all of our professional studies programs have a lot of work terms built into them.
Yeah.
For example, in the business program, tourism, and public relations, you have the opportunity to complete 3 co-op terms, 3 work terms that total a full year of work experience by the time you graduate. This is incredibly beneficial for entering the workforce right away. You've got the experience, you have the connections. Oftentimes, students actually end up getting hired by one of the employers that they did a co-op work term with.
Yeah.
So these are kind of unique, you know. And they boast very high employability rates. We have stats that we've collected from previous students that show that students that participated in co-op terms, on average, 90% were employed within their field within a year of graduation. So that speaks for itself, right? These are pathways to finding job opportunities here in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, definitely. Not all university have the like a call of pathway
Yeah.
to connect students with the real world, with their
Exactly.
potential employee and their workplace, like real life.
Yeah.
That's really helpful.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. I mean, of course, get good grades, finish your degree, but participating in co-ops and internships, it's just so helpful to gain the connections to the business community, to have the experience, to learn from people who are doing the job that you're hoping to get one day, right? After you graduate. It's very, very helpful.
Yeah, I guess especially for international students, when they come to here, they have no experience or no local experience.
Yeah.
So the school can help you build your first Canadian experience.
Exactly.
That's very helpful.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Sure. So let's move to the admission.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the first thing people will ask. What's the requirement? Like, especially for international students, like, what's the language requirement for your graduate program or your undergraduate program? If they don't meet the requirement right away, is there any like, the pathway or language program people can take advantage to get into this university?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to our admission requirements, it depends on your academic history. So if you've only studied secondary or high school, we'll assess you for admission based on your grade 12 grades.
Yeah.
And in that case, we'd be looking at your top 5 grade 12 grades. So even if you did 6 courses in grade 12 and one you didn't do so well, but the other 5 you did well, all good. We'll only look at your top 5 courses.
Yeah.
And we're looking for an overall average of 70% or higher with no grade below a 60%. If you've studied at a post-secondary institution in the past, then we would be assessing your most recent post-secondary transcript. We would consider you a transfer student at that point. Even if you completed your program 5 years ago, we still consider you to be a transfer student. And the admission requirement then is an overall GPA of 2.0 on a 4.3 grade scale, which is around a 65%. Okay. And then for graduate admissions, we're looking for completion of a 4-year bachelor degree with a GPA of at least 3.0, which is around a 75% average. Now, depending on which program, there can be additional admission requirements, right? Like if you're a high school applicant, you're applying to an arts program, we're just looking for that 5 grade 12 courses with an overall average of at least 70. If you wanted to do a Bachelor of Science program, we would be looking for completion of grade 12 math and a grade 12 science course. Our business programs also require grade 12 math because there is an element of economics and statistics involved in that program. But those are the general requirements. When it comes to language requirements, we accept all the major language tests. So IELTS, Duolingo, PTE, TOEFL, just to name a few. Our language requirements are listed on our website. I don't want to list them all now, but there are pathways for students that don't meet our minimum requirements. So we are partnered with many different language institutes, both based here in Halifax and as well as in other parts of Canada. And if you are just below our minimum admission requirements for language, but you meet our GPA requirements, we can offer you conditional admission on the condition that you complete a university pathway program with one of our partners. Those are typically around 12 weeks. And then once you complete that program, no further testing required. You can begin your studies with us. We recently have established a couple graduate pathways as well. So this is new. This is fantastic because in the past, if a student didn't meet our language requirements for a grad program, unfortunately, they wouldn't have a pathway. But now we are working with 2 language schools here in Halifax. We're hoping to expand that even more. But there are now pathways for students who don't meet our graduate language requirements as well. Yeah. So definitely options. No worries if you don't meet that minimum requirement that we have listed on our website. There are definitely pathways for students.
Great. Yeah. So that means more students will have the opportunity to come here to study.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, especially for people, they are busy, they don't have too much time to prepare the language exam, so they can take this program.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.